Welcome back to Wasted, the podcast where we listen to those who know weight loss best. I'm talking about my plus size fatties. And today, do I have a treat for you? We have George Covington. You may know him from Too Large. It's now called Dangerously Obese. But George was one of the people who was on my season. And the only way I can describe George is the person who's in everyone's corner. I mean, watching my show, messaging me, hyping me up. George was the number one hype man from our season. And when I was making this podcast, this is the first guest I knew I wanted to have. So welcome,
Wow.
George Covington.
Oh, well, thank you, man. Thank you for having me, and it's an honor to do this for you, Corey. Man, but to be honest, I really don't do podcasts and stuff like that anymore. But when you asked me, I was like, man, yeah, I gotta do this for Corey because I got much love there, man. But thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Well, I'm your host, Corey. In the past 5 years, I lost over 400 pounds, transformed my life. And the whole purpose of this podcast is getting weight loss advice from not skinny people, plus size and formerly plus size. And today, we have the special treat because we have George Covington, and I've listened to him talk on podcasts. I've listened to interviews, and he's dropping nuggets of wisdom left and right. And I'm hoping that he'll drop some with us today. But before we begin, I always like to start out with a non-scale victory. My non-scale victory this week is that as I was moving, I moved apartments, which is why there was no podcast episode a few weeks ago. But I was moving apartments, and I had to carry a bed, a couch, a desk chair, and all my other items up 3 flights of stairs, move it from one part of the country to another, and do that all alone. And that's not the weight loss victory. The weight loss victory is that when I got here and I was unpacking everything and I was moving it, I had people come up and were like, "Can you help?" And normally, if I was plus size, it'd be like, "Get away from me." I was in the mindset that everyone hated me because I was overweight, and that could be further from the truth. But I had people who were coming and helping me, and instead of being standoffish, I started to open that door. And I haven't done that in a really long time, and that was really cool, especially with a language barrier. So that is my non-scale victory for the week. Georgia, what is your non-scale victory for the week?
Well, my non-scale victory, it's not necessarily for the weak, it's for since I've been able, to lose weight is just being able to do like normal household stuff, like take my trash to and from the curb. Simple stuff like that skinny people take for granted. That's like take my trash can to the curb or spend more time like driving my truck. It's much more fun driving my truck. Steering wheels not touching my belly. It's simple stuff like that. Wearing shoes, like wearing like shoes.
Exactly.
Yeah, like those are like non-scale. Putting on clothes that's too big for you. Like those are all non-scale victories for me. So I have several that, and yeah. But we'll get into like some of the stuff with the waist. Like we get into that. But yeah, those to answer that question, that's those are several of my non-scale victories.
That's badass. George, this is why I needed you on here. Well, so on that topic, George, I know when you started out your weight loss journey, it was walking from the front steps of your house to the mailbox, and you slowly pushed past that. And now that you've lost weight, do you see a huge difference in the way that you can move in your body?
Yes, yes, I see a huge difference. I still have a lot of work to do, but the movement that I'm able to do now that I couldn't do back then is it's like light years. Like, and that's I think most of it is mental because a lot of people don't understand. Like when you been the size that I've been, or your mind constantly tells you, well, you're not able to do that. You're not able to do that. And then because in your mind, you're still thinking that you're the size that you was, when you started your journey. But then when you do it, I'll be amazing myself. Like, well, I can't believe I literally did that. I'm not even winded. Like it's just simple stuff like that. I think for me, just being able to tell myself, okay, you're not the size that you was before. You can do this. And I'm still battling with that every day, man. Like every day. Like, but yeah, I see a huge difference in the way that I move now than back then.
That's so true. I mean, even to this day, I still struggle with it. I'm like, I got to ride a horse recently, and they were like, they asked me, they were like, "You want to?" And I was like, "I can't. What are you talking about? That's not in my I don't think you understand. I'm 664 pounds, or at least I used to be. That's not "Can I?" And then they were like, "Yeah." And in my mind, I was like, I never could have been able to do that. I never would have even gone after that because it was just for me, it was written off.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah.
true, and I'm sure for so
And
many people.
I think to cure that, what I need to do is because my house, like I have several mirrors, like, but I need to get like some full body mirrors because like there's one that comes like almost down, and sometimes when I walk by or when I may walk by a glass window and I have to do like a double take, be like, is that really you? Because you don't see yourself in the mirror. I don't see myself in the mirror. And so sometimes, you have to do a double take. But it's wow, I'm really that size. Like that's really me. Like, yeah, it's just a mental
That's so
thing that
true.
that I still deal with every day. Yeah,
I was walking down the side of a street, and I was with my partner at the time, and they were just a little bit ahead of me, and I looked to the right, and it was a bunch of windows, and I said, "Stop right there, don't you move another inch, walk back here," and I was looking at us from the side, and I was like, because I never get to see my body, like, I can
yeah,
look in the mirror, but I never get to see it compared to someone else, but when I get to see it in the mirror, I'm shocked, but when I get to see it compared to, like, I'm like, "What's happening?"
yeah,
So the
yeah.
fact that you're the same way, I want a full body mirror for that because when I'm looking from here up, I don't see the full transformation.
No, you don't. You don't. And until you like you'll walk by a mirror, you be like, wow. Or other people be like, who haven't saw you in a while, be like, man, you lost a lot of weight. And you'll be like, oh, I'll be like, oh, really? Gee, thanks, stuff like that. Like, to me, I still like I'm definitely not done with my journey. I'm about 75 pounds off from where I really want to be. I always say that I never wanted to be skinny. I never wanted to be like, what you would call what the skinny bitch, what you call it? I never
The
want
skinny
I just
bitch.
want yeah, I want to be down to a size where I'm comfortable with life, like, being able to, like, go on a plane or just do normal stuff, but I never wanted to be like thin, thin. I always wanted to be like I enjoy not saying I enjoy being big, but I'm okay with being a big guy, but I just wanted my weight to be manageable. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but so I'm about 75 pounds off from where I want to be at.
Heck yeah. And even then, like as you're going through and losing weight, and so many people get caught up on I want to be at 180 pounds or whatever it is. And they're like, that's where I have to go. And they don't necessarily see all the changes that they're making. And for me, I know I'm more concerned with the lifestyle, what I can do, how I can move in my body. When you started out your weight loss journey and you were talking about it, one of the biggest things you said to Dr. Proctor was, I want to be able to move. I want to be able to go do what everyone else is doing instead of living through their lives. And I thought that was so cool and so
Yeah.
true. I felt so seen in that moment. What has for your weight loss journey, looking at the goal and the outcome of what you want, is that more beneficial to you than focusing on the number on the scale? Focusing on the lifestyle that you want, not so much the number on the scale.
It's a bit both because sometimes you number chase and like you may give them the scale and you be like, oh man, I didn't lose anything this week, but your pant size fit different. It's a bit both. Or you may get on the scale this week and you be like, oh, the scale didn't move this week, but I wasn't winded when I walked down the hall at work. Uh, just to be able to do stuff like that, man, you be like, okay. But to answer that question, it's a bit both. Some days you scale chase, and then some days you you don't. So it's a bit both. But the solution there is don't worry about the scale. You can't worry about the scale. To me, that's my thing. I don't worry about the scale. I do have a scale in my garage. I will say this though. If you do weigh yourself in the morning when you first wake up. That's my advice. That's your accurate weight. Because if you weigh yourself after you get off from work or whatever, chances are your body has retained water, this, that, and third. So your true accurate weight is when you wake up in the morning. That's my advice.
It's never a good idea. Always in the morning.
Yeah, always in the morning. Yeah. Fun fact: when I filmed this show, when I filmed Too Large, that scene where I don't know if you guys remember that scene with Dr. Proctor, where I had to lose, I think 10 or 15 pounds in order to have the surgery. And he FaceTimed me because it was during COVID when we filmed. It was actually in the afternoon when he FaceTimed me. And I was so nervous. I was like, man, because that morning when I weighed myself, I was right at top, right at weight, at goal. And I was like, man, I wish we could do it now. Cause I knew when the taping, it was gonna be till like 1 o'clock that evening, that afternoon. And sure enough, when he filmed me, it was the scale was still the same. So I was so nervous. But that was just a fun fact. Okay. Sorry about it.
No, that's such a fun fact, especially because I can only imagine when you're filming that and you're taping it, like, he's there, and they don't see the camera crew behind you either,
They
and so
don't.
you're having to hop on that scale and be like, "Don't you move, scale. You better get
Yep.
it together for this one time."
Yeah. Yeah.
If I could inhale a balloon before I step on a scale before especially in front of the camera crew, I would've if I could've.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the things in the show you talk about is you've been on diets, your whole life, and same here. How do you think that that's shaped the way that you used to view weight loss?
It shaped it a lot because you always in the back of your mind, you always feel like, okay, what's different between this diet and the other diets that you've been on? You know, you always have that thing in the back of your mind. Like, am I gonna fall off on this one and I'm gonna fall off on that one? I've learned to tell myself, you know, it's one day at a time. Like 1 pound at a time, 1 day at a time. If you fall off, get up, try again. If you don't keep trying, then you will never be successful. So
I always and you're a teacher, so you may like this reference. I always consider all the fad diets to be like classes in school.
mhm.
Weight Watchers is teaching you moderation, whereas Atkins is teaching you what happens when you have no carbs, and all of them are teaching you little pieces. None of them are painting the full story, but I feel like it's teaching up lessons, and then you just have to use that all of it to get through the weight loss journey. They teach you things, but none of them are teaching you how to be successful in the long term. They're just the short term, but we've been losing weight our whole lives. You said that you were on diets in
Just
kindergarten. I had
yeah,
people pushing salads on me left and right in
yeah.
kindergarten. Even my teacher.
Remember in pre-K, Corey, I was in pre-K, Head Start. They had me on a special diet in Head Start. I remember like it was yesterday because that this story haunts me. There was a, I was, a, it was a the cafeteria. It was a small pre-K class. Um, I remember they would feed me carrots and the other kids got like regular food and I would get carrots and stuff like that. And one time I asked for like I think maybe some fish sticks or something, I don't know. And the lady, the teacher, she took a pair of pliers and squeezed my pinky and told me that I didn't need it. I was 4 years old, man. 4 years old. Yeah. So I remember that like way back then, man. And I'm 51 now. So imagine.
Georgia, the fact that you're 51, you look 30. You look my
Oh, well, thank you,
that
man.
you
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah.
when you were doing the show, one of the things I saw, I watched a podcast that you did, I think Juice Radio, and in there you said that when they started you, they wanted you to eat all this food. They were like, "We want you to eat pizzas." Same. They got me with a bowl of cereal. They got me good. But with you, they were asking you to eat all this food. Tell me about that experience and how you were a badass.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to clear this up, man. And for all of you guys that watch these reality TV shows, it's not real. I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna spill the tea. I don't care because you be out here fat shaming these people who's on this show, and they on the show because they're trying to get help. But you guys are making videos talking about, "Oh, how could he eat like this or how could they do this?" They're not doing that. The producers of the show is telling them to do this. The producer of the show is buying all of this stuff. My question to you is, do you see them eat all the food? No, you don't. You see them probably take a bite or a couple of bites, and then it cut to another scene. That's exactly what happens when I film my show. You didn't see me eat any of the pizza or the wings. If you did, they probably asked me to eat like maybe once or twice, one slice. I literally, when I filmed that show, I was on my diet to lose the 75 pounds that Dr. Proctor asked me to do. I literally was on it. Yeah, so you don't know we don't eat like that. The producer of the show, they ask you to do stuff like that. Depends on how how bad you want it. A lot of things that they asked me to do, I said no. That's why you didn't see me eat that much on my show, on my episode, because I was about to compromise my integrity just to have a surgery. I wasn't about to do that. That's probably why I don't have a spinoff now. I don't know. Yeah, all that stuff that is staged.
I heard that you pushed back and you told them no. I was like, "That's, badass," because I didn't start pushing back.
Where they asked me, well, me and my mom was sitting down eating breakfast. I think my mom made like some toast or something. We was at the kitchen table. Well, what they wanted me to do, they wanted me to eat some Burger King breakfast while my mom was cooking breakfast. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like I'm not about to do that. I just want you guys to just give these people who doing 600 pound life or whatever show you see them doing, just give them grace because chances are they may be doing it for show, for TV, man. It's all about show. Now, granted, we are that size, but we didn't get that size by sitting there eating, eating, and eating. And actually, as expensive as groceries are, where do we get the money to buy it? Like, I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. And I complain about groceries now. Like, I mean, so where do you get the money to buy groceries? Well, I mean, like, come on, man. Y'all use your brain. Okay. All right. I'm off. So, okay.
No, you're fine, and this is how I know I used to be 664 pounds, because I was watching a clip came up on my Instagram feed, and it was this guy reacting to someone from season 2 of our show, and they ate, I think it was 2 or 3 burgers with only mayo and 3 large fries, and in my mind, I'm doing fat math, and I'm like, "There's no way you're gonna get to the end of either of those items and them still be warm," and if I'm plus size, I may be eating a lot, but I'm still eating quality. I'm not about to
Yeah.
eat cold fries. No one's eating that much. It doesn't make sense. Like, when you push back, did the producers give you any headache?
No, they didn't give me any headache because I explained to them. I said, "Look, I have a I'm a professional. I'm a school teacher. I have to look out for my students. My students and my future students, they're going to see this one day, and I don't want them to look at Mr. Covington and be like, man, look at him eating. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So, they understood. They understood when I told them no. Instance, they asked me to say stuff, and I wouldn't say it. And then there was this one incident where they asked me to say something and I wouldn't say it. So what they did was they took the they they took my voice and they did a voiceover. And when the show aired, it filmed me saying it. And I was like, no, I didn't say that. And so I made them go back and change it. I'm like, no, I because I told the producer, no, I'm not gonna say that. And then so what they did when the show aired, they they took, like, words that I said from previous things and spliced them together to make it sound like I said that, and I was like, "Wow," I can't believe they did that, and so I fought back, and they changed it. They wound up changing it back to what I originally said, and I thought that was so low, like, I really did. But, I don't regret doing the show. It was a great experience, and would I do a show like that again? I would say, yeah, I would do it because it helped a lot. I still get calls or inboxes till this day, like people telling me that I changed their lives or this, that, and third. So that feels good. But it's so much stuff that goes with that people don't on the outside that's not looking in. People on the outside that's not in there, they don't get. So yeah, but yeah.
The thing I always say is if they could have put us in fat suits, they would have. We were on a weight loss show trying to lose weight, but had they been able to put us in a fat suit just to make us a little fatter, they would have been all over that.
Thing that I would say that is pure genuine about doing that show. Dr. Proctor is who is Dr. Proctor. That guy, what you see on TV is who he is. He is a great guy. Like love Dr. Proctor, man. Like he
He is. I think all of our beef is with the production company, less so anyone else. I was gonna say, even though some of it is staged, it's still what we would normally be doing in our life, minus the eating 5 pizzas. And the show was incredible because it did open a lot of doors and opportunities. It's just at the end of it with the final product, I wanted to see me. I didn't want to see someone's version of me. I wanted to see me.
I would say from the show, after watching my episode, I would say it was about 75% of that was me. The realest part, and I tell anybody that'll listen, the realest part, the most authentic part of that show was when I was sitting in my truck and I had that aha moment with Dr. Stapleton. Yes. Yes, that was real. That was uncut. When I realized that I was worthy of being loved, that part, that was real. That was the moment that I really realized, okay, that I deserve to be valued. I deserve to be loved. That was the realest part of the show. Everything else, you could take it with a grain of salt. I mean, like, yeah.
And that's so I mean, Dr. Stapleton is an emotional ninja. She just, goes right
Yes.
for you. And
She know how to do it. Yeah. I like, you're not gonna get me to cry, Dr. Staples. You're not gonna get me to cry.
she asked me, she was like, "Why don't you want to cry?" And I was like, "We're not going down this road." Now, I know this just from a certain producer, but as the time was coming around for our weight reveals, I know that my original dream, I wanted to do a drag show. I wanted to do a death drop. But then I heard what your original idea was for your finale was probably one of the most badass finale ideas. I was told you wanted a marching band during a pep rally to
Yes, I
show
did.
off your weight
Yeah, if
reveal.
I wanted a marching band, yeah, I did want a marching band. I wanted to do the high school. I wanted to use their band and march with them at a pet rally. Yeah, but because of COVID, we weren't able to do it. But that's what I wanted. I wanted like the whole school, my students, all that to be involved. But a lot of it got messed up because of COVID. Man, COVID really ruined our episode. Well, ruined my episode. I don't know, but yeah, COVID killed it, man. Like, yeah.
It did. And it's so funny because I know you said that they were trying to get you to say something. They were doing the same with me initially in the show when he told me I had to lose 50 pounds. By the way, did you know he makes these numbers up? He says, there's no logic to them. I just pull them out of thin air, whatever feels right.
Wow,
He's a
wow.
hoot,
You pulled out 75 pounds. 75 pounds. That was a lot, man. Yeah.
right? I told him though, I was like, I'll double that. I think he had told me 50 pounds.
I see you episode like, man, all Corey got to do, all he had to do was 50 pounds. I was like, wow. So then he go back and made you lose more?
So I was supposed to lose 50 and I told him I would double it. So then we had the scene where I was told that my surgery had been delayed because COVID had spiked and they had to delay it. And in this meeting, they're talking to me and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Okay. It wasn't that my surgery was canceled and they cut. And they were like, okay, we're going to do that again. But Corey, I want you to be so sad. So depressed, like just miserable. And I was like, he's a doctor. He said it's not possible. I trust him. I'm not going to be
Yeah.
like, I'm still getting my surgery. It's just not today. I'll be fine. And throughout the entire show, I wouldn't say it. I kept my lips sealed and I was sitting in the chair and one of the producers asked me, they said, so Corey, tell me how devastated you were when Dr. Proctor said that your surgery was canceled. And I was like, just all this stuff I just overcame. You think this is what's going to cause me to have an emotional meltdown? No. And they took it and they Franken-clipped it and they were like, this is
That's
the
what it's
straw that
called.
broke the camel's
Frankie.
back.
Yeah, Frankie, that's what they did to me. It's called Frankie what? Frankie, whatever it's
Franken-clipping.
called. Yeah, that's what they did to me. They did that to me. And I made them go change it back. And I'm like,
No.
no, that's not what I said. Yeah.
And if someone listens, they can hear it. Like you could, one
Yeah.
time you're inside, the next time you're outside. Like it's one sentence in three different places. You have 7 siblings and an incredible mom. How do you feel that having those siblings and your mom have helped fuel your weight loss journey? How they've been so helpful and helped you find success with it?
Yeah, my family has always been supportive. And the one thing that I always wanted people to know that it was not that they were never the reason why I was the size I am. Like it was all me. Like nobody put a gun in my head and say, hey, eat this, eat this. It was always me. And they've always been supportive. Like, they've always like tried to get me to join Weight Watchers when I was younger, or try to work out with me, stuff like that, or pay for me to go to the gym, stuff like that. They've always been, and they still till this day, they're still very supportive of me, and they're still very happy. They're very proud. So their support and their what they think of me, it really matters. So, and what you saw on that on my episode is true, because my family, like, we are really close, and they really have my back. So it's a big part of why who I am today.
Absolutely. No, and when you were getting out of the car, I don't think we got to see her much, but there was one lady who hugged you and was like, "You come back." And like she was so emotional. And I was like, when I got dropped off, I couldn't even get a hug from my brother. But I was like, that was so sweet. I wanted that so much just to have that support. I was so happy to see that you had those people around you lifting you up. My brothers also lift me up, but they're brothers. So they're brothers. They'll tear you down to build you up.
That was actually my neighbor. That's my neighbor, Miss Nor. Yeah. So she's my neighbor. She's like my second mom. I call her mom. I call her mom. But yeah, that's actually my neighbor.
You know, it's hard nowadays to have good neighbors, but the fact that you have one and you have that relationship with her, that's incredible. When you look back at past you, when you're at your starting weight to now, what do you feel? Good, bad, or otherwise? Like, when you look back at your past self, a lot of people have an opinion about who their past self was, good or bad. What is that like for you?
That version of me that before the weight loss journey, I would say he lacked confidence in himself. He didn't love himself, and he didn't know his worth. And this version of me that's here now is full of confidence. Don't care what anybody think about me. Like you gotta have thick skin to do a show like that. I read it. I promise y'all, I read every comment y'all say about me. Every comment, the good and the bad. It doesn't bother me because you gotta have thick skin. You gotta know who you are as a person, and that's what I've learned. You know, you gotta learn to love yourself, and if you are confident about yourself, and that's what I've gained since being on my journey is gaining confidence, knowing my worth, knowing that I matter, knowing that I am valued. And you know, when you learn and you value yourself, that's when that's when you start to enjoy life more. So that version of me back then didn't value himself, didn't realize that he deserved to be loved just as much as the person that's 100 pounds or 150 pounds. Your weight doesn't define your value. That's what I've learned. You could be 600, you could be 100. As long as you value yourself, that's all that matters. And then you have confidence in yourself.
I'm telling you have such stylish. When I throughout my entire weight loss journey, I've never had style, never, not once. But then I see you always dripping on social media with just the hoodie, the pants. You know how to dress a body. I wish I had that, but that's so cool, and I'm sure that that also brings you confidence. You know, when you do good for yourself, you feel good. Do you feel that same way?
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I like what I like. And there's still clothes that I like for example, I bought a sweater the other day and I knew it was gonna be too small, but I bought it anyway because it was on sale. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it anyway. By the time next year come, when it get cold, I'll be able to wear it. Yeah, and then sometimes like I do wear like pants that's fitting, and then it shows off the amount of weight that I've actually lost. But those pants they really are comfortable. And one thing I dress to be comfortable, like because I work around kindergartners, so you will never see me wearing like a suit, like or on the button-up shirts for the car. I just can't. That's not who I am. But maybe one day when I get married, I don't know. But yeah, but but I have to get out of that habit of wearing tight clothes. Like I mean wearing baggy clothes because in my mind, I'm still a 10X. I'm still a size 88 pants in my mind. In my mind. I think maybe I need to get therapy or something. I don't know. But that is in my mind, I'm still that size. If you would talk to anybody who's gone through this journey, they will probably have the same thing to say that I just said that in their mind they're still the size that they started out with.
I still do. Well, so I have two sides of the coin. As when I was 664 pounds, I really saw what I see now. But at the same time, now that I've lost so much weight, I see 664-pound me. So I just played switcheroo on which one I see. I
Wow.
guess I need the difference, but it still affects me to this day where I'm like, no, I don't know my body. Like I asked a ex-partner of mine, I was like, will you tell me, point to someone who has my exact same body type so I can see it on someone else. I can look in a mirror, but I just can't conceptualize the difference. And when you're looking in the mirror, especially as you're starting to lose weight, you see little changes, but you don't see it's so incremental that by the time you've lost a lot, you don't notice it until you look back at a picture because you've just lost it so slowly. Was it the same with you?
Yeah, it was the same with me. Like I would look at a picture of me years ago, like the day. when I told you I put the side by side on my Instagram, the picture that I took for work and then the new picture, and I looked at it, I was like, wow, like I could really see a difference. But like I said, I don't have mirrors in my house. Like I do have mirrors, like like bathroom mirrors, but they don't go down to your body. They don't have. It's not full body. So when somebody does take a picture of me, or I see a picture of me, I'll be like, wow, I've really come a long way. And sometimes in the back of your mind, you see pictures of other people. Like for example, like I was so happy when I saw the picture, and I love the way how you did it. You went off, went ghost. I loved it. And then you just came back and boom, like yeah. And when I saw it, I was like, man, that's all right. That's all right. And I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so proud of you. Because you really you did it. You did it. I mean, you did it, and that's awesome, man. But when I saw your picture, I was like, man, I
Thank you.
wonder how he felt when he looked back at his old video and saw how he is now.
For me, my association with my past self, I don't want any of the credit. I think that 664-pound me is the one who got the ball rolling. I was one day over homelessness when I contacted the show, and they were like, "Yeah, let's have you." And I did all that with 664 pounds. So I look at 664-pound me, and I'm like, "You badass." And then people tell me
Yeah.
now, "Congratulations." Oh, go tell 664-pound Corey, "Congratulations." I dissociate in this weird way because, yes, I'm the result of the work, but this isn't when the work was happening. This is when I'm enjoying the work. The work came from past me. And so maybe I'm just weird about that. And maybe it's being on a television show
No,
that like,
there's nothing weird. There's nothing weird about what you're saying. I mean, like I tell everybody, your journey is your journey. Do not The worst thing you can do is compare somebody else's journey to yours. Because if you compare somebody else's journey to yours, you're going to fail every time. Like your journey is yours. Your story is your story. So if that's how you felt, that's not weird.
thank you. I appreciate See, George, you're always the hype man. And you've
I mean,
become Dr. Stapleton now. I hope you know that. You're hitting
no,
me.
no, I'm not. Now I'm just being honest, man. I'm just being honest.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. And I mean, losing weight, like even it's just you're gaining so much while you're losing, and everything you gain just makes it so much more meaningful,
Yeah,
especially with me as I was losing weight. And that's why I look back at 664 me because everything he wanted is what I've gotten. When I first started, I know you were to the front of your driveway to the end. I couldn't walk from the entrance of Walmart to just past those first set of registers. That was
yeah.
my laying on the cart, ready to go, clock me out, tap out, get me out of here. And so now the fact that I can just walk unabashedly, I still get to the point where I'm like, I want to go walk. And I'm like, that's going to be awful and horrible. But then when I do it, I'm like, no, I'm not in like a
You're
664
not the
pounds.
person.
It's become
Yeah,
easier and I can do it.
to get to that point where you conquered that. But see, I'm still at that point where you're saying, "Oh no, you can't do that. You're this." See, I have to get to that point where you're at now, where you be, "Oh yeah, you could do this. You got this. You got this." And I haven't, to be honest, because I'm giving to you honestly. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm still seeing the 680-pound me. Yeah. So, but it's like I say, it's a one day at a time. Take one day at a time.
Absolutely. And even as that starts to transition, the thing that I guess made it click for me, it was that it was just slow movements. So I found that I could walk all around the grocery store, no problem. And then like it was just slowly more and more and pushing myself. But it's like you have to have proof. You have to start getting that proof. And that proof is, well, proof is in the pudding. That proof is what allows, at least for me, to find the difference between back to when I couldn't. And I was like, "Oh, I can't, or it's too much. To now being able to be like, "Shut your mouth, Corey. You can do this. Don't question it."
Let me ask you this: and when you started doing that, like when you went to like the WalMarts and stuff like that, did you go during the daytime? When you went in there, you didn't in the back of your mind, you didn't be like, well, is there going to be somewhere for me to sit if I get tired? If I go in there, where am I going to sit? Is it like how did you conquer that? Like, cause once you go in, you in.
Once you go in, you're in. No, the way I did it is I literally just, at first, as I was losing the weight, I was held on to that cart. But as you begin to lose weight, you don't even necessarily notice that your body's lighter. People say, well, do you feel lighter? I still feel the same. I'm just more mobile. Like your body loses weight so gradually that you don't feel the difference.
You
And
don't.
so for me, I just don't.
No, you don't. But you don't feel the difference. You don't. You don't. Like for example, you're lighter. This how I know that I'm lighter. When I get up out of the chair, I like spring up. Versus, yeah, when I used to, it was like I would get up. I would get up in sections. No, let me quit. But now I just spring up. But yeah, but you don't feel it. You don't know. Yeah.
No, and even going to the store and when we were talking about clothes and shopping, I don't know that I should be a size smaller until one day I'm like, "Let me just try it." And this whole time I've been one size smaller and I didn't even recognize it because I just wasn't in my mind, I'm still, as you're dealing with,
Yeah.
the same size.
Yeah. My brother, he filmed the show. Well, he on the show. He he gave me he had some clothes that he didn't want. And I was like, man, I can't fit these. He was like, yes, you could. He was like, yes, you could. So he showed up, he gave me the clothes and they fit perfect. I was like, wow. Yeah, so I get exactly what you're saying, man. Yeah.
Wasn't that so awesome though when you put the clothes on and they fit and you're, "What?"
Yeah, yeah. That's the greatest feeling in the world, man. Yeah, that's the greatest feeling in the world to put on a pair of pants and they gonna fit. Like, man, yeah, that's the greatest. Because I used to dread going shopping for work, man. You like, man, you try to pair of pants on, yeah, but to get a pair of pants and they gonna fit, or to get a pair of pants and tell the lady at the store, hey, these are too big. That is the greatest feeling in the world.
Absolutely. And when you went this is just me, when I would go get a pair of pants for work and I found one that fit, I got 3 or 4 of the exact same pair. Is that true for you?
Yeah, yep, that's me too. That's me
Yeah,
also, different colors.
that's just how it
What
is.
big and tall brand was your favorite?
My favorite big and tall brand was Polo Ralph Lauren, just because it was the only, like, quality clothes. I couldn't afford it, though. My favorite was the Foundry. Used to be it's since shut down, it's been rebranded, but it was part of the Stafford from JCPenney, but the Foundry was my favorite plus size clothing brand. What about you?
Greystone. I love Greystone. Yeah, Greystone was my favorite. I could never get in a polo. Now I can get in a polo because polo it only went up like 6 8. But now I keep polo rich because I like it's like polo everything for me. I love polo now.
So, in losing weight, we get a lot of advice from a lot of people, most of which don't know what they're talking about. What is some of the worst weight loss advice that you've ever gotten and why?
I haven't really gotten any like really dumb weight loss suggestions other than eating once a day. He should starve himself. He should eat once a day. And one thing I've learned from the dietitian and from Dr. Proctor is that when you eat once a day, your body starves itself. Yeah. So the key to losing weight is to eat 5 to 6 meals a day, 5 to 6 healthy meals a day. Because if you eat those 5 to 6 healthy meals a day, it won't slow down your metabolism because your body needs some metabolism to burn the food. But if you don't eat, then your metabolism slows down. So when your body does, when you finally do eat, your body's going to use that food for storage because it's going to say, "Hey, we're not. It's going to be a while before we get some food, so let's hold on to this." And that's going to turn to fat. So it took me a while to realize that the key to losing weight is to eat.
No, and that's so much of the advice we get. We hear calories in, calories out, and therefore you should just have less calories and eat nothing. There's a spinach leaf. Good luck. And that just doesn't work. And
Exactly.
was fresh, when I was fresh out of the weight loss surgery, I was under eating severely because, as you're going through the liquid diet, and you went through this, you can
Yeah.
only eat so much. Like your body, you're told only eat this much or you'll rip and die. So for me, I was like, I'm not doing that. And I kept with it though, far past the point I should, to where my body was just holding on to everything and I hit a plateau and I couldn't move.
Yeah.
I talked to one of the nutritionists and she was like, you have to eat more. And I was like, shut up. No, I don't. I need to eat less. But the trick was eat more. You hit it on the head.
Yeah. And one of my favorite things that I love and I'm addicted to it is latte Premier Protein shakes. My gosh. I
Yes.
absolutely love if I could do a commercial for Premier Protein, the latte, I'm telling you, man, I love them. I love latte Premier Protein shakes. They are awesome. I love Premier Protein shakes. They are a game changer for me. I love them.
George, I'm just gonna give you a glimpse into my hell here in the Netherlands. They don't have them here, and I have tried to get if I could pay to have them shipped here, I would. Cafe Latte Premier Protein is the best. As far as every day goes, it's almost like a chocolate milk, but with a little coffee.
Yes, yes. Like it's like I look forward to it every day. Like it's so good. Like, oh, I feel bad for you, Corey. Like, my gosh, I feel bad for you. Yeah, because the thing about when you have the weight loss surgery, what they tell you is you gotta have protein. You gotta have because you gotta have a certain amount of protein in your body. If you don't eat anything else, make sure you eat protein. That's what you gotta have protein. If you don't have protein, protein is key to everything. So I try to make sure I have my protein intake every day. Like the the Premier Protein shakes, I drink those every day.
You posted about it, and I had to go find it. It was the peanut butter chocolate Premier Protein, and I tell everyone about this. I was like, "George gave this to me, but it tastes like Reese's Puff cereal, the milk,
It
Reese's
does.
Puff milk." That's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah, it does. It's
It's
really good.
so good.
Yeah, they're really good, man. But I tried all of them, but I've narrowed it down to the latte. The latte is just like it has me in a chokehold. I cannot stop drinking those. So that's all I buy now is the latte. They are so good, man. It's like drinking iced coffee. Like it's so good. Like
Yes.
yes, and people be like, I know it doesn't have an aftertaste. It's smooth. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm not trying to give them a commercial, but yeah,
They have a good product, and so for
they
us,
do.
not sponsored, if you're looking for a protein drink, that's the one. I always say Fairlife Vanilla tastes like a vanilla Frosty from Wendy's,
Well, I have to
but
try those.
Premier Protein, the cafe latte, yeah, the chocolate, not so much, but the vanilla, it just tastes like a vanilla Frosty. I wanted to put it in a Ninja Creamy a while back. It was that good.
So, what kind of protein shakes do you have over there in the Netherlands?
Heck if I know. I'm just out here raw dogging it with chicken, trying to eat as much of that as I can. I've started to test a few of them, but they don't have like sample packs. They have the big jugs, and I'm not ready for that commitment if I don't know I'm gonna like it. Because I'm picky. If I don't like it, I'm not eating it. But I tried one that was Java chip, and it was okay. It was close to the Premier Protein, but they have another which is without the chocolate, and I'm hoping that that one's gonna be my coffee replacement. But everything I'm trying to find and look for is to replace the Cafe Latte Premier Protein shake. I'm going through all the coffee flavors until I find it. Now, that was some of the worst weight loss advice you've gotten. What is some of the best weight loss advice you've gotten that actually, in my eyes, created sustainable effort that, like, you could go through? Like, things that you wanted to do, you like to do?
To eat. That was it. That was the best of weight loss, not to starve myself, was to eat. Like, eat 5 to 6 small meals a day. Yeah, that was to eat. It was okay. It's okay to eat. To feed your body, fuel your body. It's just what you put in your body.
That's so
That was the
true.
best.
I think, it's a big part.
Yeah, that was the best weight loss advice that I got.
Of all the tidbits, that you've picked up on in as far as mindset, what do you feel like one of the biggest changes you had to make in your mindset when it came to weight loss, to finally find success?
That I'm worthy, that I love myself. That right there, I still go back to that. That I'm worthy of being happy. That I'm worthy of being happy. And that triggered everything for me.
Why why did you feel that way? And I think many people feel that same way that they are not worthy.
Well, because like for the longest time, you and I'll say this: the world for the longest time, Corey, I find it fascinating now, and you probably can somewhat agree with what I'm about to say. But for the longest time, the world was not equipped for big people. They were not. I call it fat friendly. Like when people would ask me out, I would have to Google the place where we're going at to see if they had seats that I could sit in. So if the world is not equipped for somebody your size, mentally you're gonna think that okay, you're not part of this world. But it has changed because now everybody's fat. You when I was a kid, you couldn't find there were no big and tall when I was a kid. Now it's like the norm. Or you go to the movie theater now, the seats let up, the arm lets up. So that's to answer that question. I would say that you felt that way because you felt that way because the outside world wasn't equipped for somebody my size.
And so when you were meeting with Dr. Stapleton and she was talking about the things that were happening and how you should love yourself, what was the part that clicked and how you were able to dispel that mindset with the new one?
Well, the thing that clicked for me was trying to get somebody to see that I'm a good person. Trying to get somebody to see that I was a good person when I had to see for myself that I was a good person. And I don't know, I was talking to her that day and we was talking about past love interest, and I was doing all this stuff in the past with not just her, but with everybody, just trying to get them to like me, just trying to get them to like me. And I was like, well, if they could just see that I'm a good guy. And in that moment, I realized that as long as I know that I'm a good guy, that's all that matters. And when I realized that, when I got that aha moment, I was like, it was okay. It was like, you know what? Hey, I've been going about this all wrong. If people can't see my worth, if people can't see my value, then that's their loss, not mine. Yeah. So I think literally talking to her, it really clicked. It's like one of them Oprah moments. Like it really clicked. And I was like, man, I am like Jesse Jackson. God bless his soul. I am somebody. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
And that's, I mean, that's powerful. I feel the exact same way. I go through the exact same as a plus size person. It's almost like, don't look at the fat. Let me show you who I am.
Yeah.
And the reality is that you're fine as is. It doesn't matter what starting weight, what ending weight you're at. Throughout that entire journey, start to finish, you're lovable and you can be seen and be accepted, but you don't have to kind of guard and hide your size. So when I watched that on the show,
Yeah.
I'm like that clicked. And even hearing you explain it more now, that's incredible. Incredible that you made that realization. Cause I think I even struggle with that today.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I tell anybody that'll listen, man. Like you are worthy. Your weight doesn't define who you are as a person. Like your character, who you are as a person is your character. Your character defines who you are. Your size does not define you as a person. Your character does. And if you have good character and integrity, that's all. That's what matters. That's to me. And I'm a person with good characters. I'm old school. I'm from the books. If you said you're gonna do something, then you do it. If I tell you if I make a promise to somebody, then I do it because I gave my word. And a man without his word is nothing. That's what I believe. That's what I stand by.
And Georgia, throughout the entire show, the only thing, I mean, even in everything after the show, and you and Dr. Proctor, I saw got to go and see the Falcons game together.
Yeah, I went to see the
All
Hawks.
of
Yeah,
that. Was it the Hawks?
yeah, the basketball. Yeah, the Hawks. Yeah, that was so cool.
I'm not a sports guy.
Yeah, that's okay.
Basketball, I'm not a sports guy. George,
It's okay.
there's something about you that's just contagious. There's something about you that just makes people fall in love with you and who you are and your story and your authenticity. And like that, I cannot explain it enough that you are just a light. You are in everyone's corner. And you just don't find that nowadays. That's not something that comes factory installed anymore. And you make people feel so loved and so cared for. And the fact that that is like, to me, that's everything I wish I could do, is to make people feel the way that you make them feel. And so thank you for that. And thank you for always being a hype. Because even on the show, you were messaging me and you were like, Corey, badass. Like, you got like a, did you see that? Go on with your bad self. Like, and I appreciated that so much. And you just, I wouldn't expect that from someone, but you just came out of left field and you were like, Corey, way to fucking go. And it healed my heart so much.
Well, I mean, Corey, that really means a lot that you said that about me, and I really appreciate that because I just try to be who I am. To answer, and Corey, you do help a lot of people. Like this podcast is gonna do wonders for people, man. I'm telling you, man. Like you have a following, and your following is gonna get bigger. All I tell you, don't stop. Just keep going. Just keep going. Don't stop, man. Because you're definitely making a difference.
Thank you. And I have one main question for you, which is as you've lost weight. This whole podcast, my whole idea for it, it's that you don't need the best weight loss advice I've gotten. It wasn't from a skinny bitch eating a salad. It was from another plus size person in the trenches with me trying to lose weight or someone who had lost the weight. That's where I always got the best advice from. But I feel like everything I know now, I kind of knew when I was 664 pounds. Do you feel the same way? Like you've
Yeah,
collected the tools and now it's just you found a way to apply them
to
correctly.
apply them correctly. Exactly. You spot on. That's when I first saw your first episode of Wasted, I was like, yeah, he's right. Nobody can tell you how to lose a skinny person cannot tell you how to lose weight. Like because they haven't been there. You haven't been in my shoes for you to tell me how to lose weight. And I'll say this the best advice that I can give, this is coming from somebody my size. The best advice that I can tell you is to take one day at a time, 1 pound at a time, one day at a time. If you mess up, it's okay. It's okay. Get up the next day. You live to see another day. It's okay. But but when you stop trying, that's when you don't see results. That's the best advice I can give anybody who's trying to lose weight. And one other thing, excuse me, your journey is your journey. Do not compare your journey to somebody else's. Because if you compare your journey to somebody else's, you're going to fail 10 times out of 10. That's the best advice I can give anybody who's trying to lose weight. That's the best advice. One day at a time, 1 pound at a time.
And you know what? People, I've had this happen recently. They're like, oh, I wish I could do what you did, Corey. And I'm like, what you don't know is that there were times throughout this weight loss journey that I would regain 75 pounds at a time and have to adjust everything I was doing to lose it. It wasn't a one way, oh, I've got this all figured out. It's all made up. I still struggle with my weight to this day, but I have the tools to like maintain it and like to keep going. But people will see the end result and think, wow, he did that flawlessly and perfectly. Couldn't be further from the truth. This has been an uphill battle, but for me, it's always been trying to make it easy as can be. Because,
Yeah,
well, if weight loss is easy as can be, guess what? You're going to lose
ev-
weight.
exactly. Exactly.
My favorite thing from your show was your Dr. Proctor impersonation. He's a good guy. You know what's really weird for me? I called him daddy and I pretty much sexually accosted him. And then I have to go see him. What am I?
What did he say? Were you? Did he? What did he say when you went back and saw him?
I went back and I did not get to meet him that day. Thank goodness we've avoided each other since that moment. And we're gonna let it be. Maybe he'll come on this podcast one day. I think that would be
Really?
badass. I promise I won't sexually harass you, Dr. Proctor. But do you know, I know with your show, the title of your episode is like really inspiring. And the title of my episode is Dr. Proctor's a Daddy. So I get to explain that to my employers when it comes up. I'm like, yeah, I said what I said. Well, George, thank you so much for being on the podcast. The number one thing with this podcast is listening to plus size voices when it comes to weight loss. And you have such an amazing story. And so where can people go and follow you?
Well, my Instagram, Sitel Baller, Sitel Baller, Sitel Baller. That's on Instagram, and then just George Covington on Facebook. And even Sitel Baller on TikTok. But I'm more active on Facebook and Instagram than I am TikTok. I really don't post. I post stuff, but I really haven't posted in a while. I think I'm gonna get back into doing that, but I just been focusing on work, like just focusing on teaching.
That's why you look 30 still. They're keeping you youthful. But
Thanks.
I feel you on the posting. It took what 5 years off social media when we were filming the show. Like we know that we're filming and no one's seeing this, and so yeah, there's pressure that America's going to see this one day. And so you're like, I got to get it right. But for me, I could not handle posting because I felt like I was so focused on the goal, I lost complete sight of the journey. When I was posting on
Yeah,
social media about my weight loss, I just there's people who do it and it's incredible and it's inspiring to me. It was too much pressure for me because everyone's looking at you to make sure you're at your end goal and it's never perfect. It's up and down. Those times where I gained 75 pounds, I probably would have gone off my rocker had it been on social media because I just needed that privacy.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like a lot of people, excuse me, a lot of people inbox me and be like, "Hey," they ask me like questions like, "How much weight have you lost?" Like, when Why? How come you don't post? Because it's my life. Like I feel like I've shared enough of my weight loss journey with America. I don't mind talking about it, but if I don't post, when I post, I post. Some people are so cruel to me. It don't bother me, but I don't know. People, because they saw you on TV, they think that they know who you are. They know you. And it's so weird that you have people inboxing you like you supposed to know them. I don't know who you are. And then when they don't get the reaction that they was expecting, you feel like you let them down. So to stop all that, I just don't post like that because imagine getting all these inboxes from people you don't know asking you about your personal life. And it's like, it's weird. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of good messages, but then there's definitely the weird crowd that comes through.
You'd be surprised how many guys hit on me. Like, I have nothing against somebody being gay. I have nothing, but I'm not gay. I'm not gay. But you'd be surprised how many guys hit on me. It's like I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah, the same. And I mean, I am gay, but they like hit on, and I'm like, you watched the episode. Chill. Calm down. This transformation, I was probably 150 pounds heavier than I was a year ago. So, like, my transformation just happened in like big increments,
mhm.
but it was never perfect. But if I'm
No,
putting that in social media, and that's why I don't say my weight, I'll never say my weight again. I'll say what my starting weight was and how much I've lost.
it's nobody's business what your weight is, man. You never see me. Did you hear me ask you what your weight was?
No.
No,
And
it's
I
not
didn't
my.
ask you either because
Yeah, it's nobody's business. Yeah.
and as you begin to like lose weight, having that number, and this is my thing, which is why I'm such a proponent of just throw the fucking scale away and focus on what you need to focus on. But like when you have that number that you're holding on to and that number changes in the way that you're not used to it, it throws out all the progress that you've made, all the good effort that you've made. And it's not, there's no point in that because okay, you gained 5 pounds, but also guess what else you did this week? You went out and you walked some, you had vegetables, fruit, fiber, you got your protein in. Like there's so many good things. And we just tie it to that scale. But it's not just us. When you're posting on social media and when you've been on a TV show, everyone else is tying it to that scale. And I had
Yep.
to flick it in the garbage can. So the purpose of this podcast is you're losing weight, not your personality. So get out there and have some fun with it. Would you say that's true, George?
That is absolutely true. And I'm having fun, man. Like I love my life, man. Yeah, I'm having fun, man.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for being here with me, George. That's all my questions for you. We've talked for so long, but just thank you for being you and continuing to be such a bright shining light. I'm excited to see what else is in store for you in the future and hopefully you get to come here, visit the Netherlands and us hang out. I just thank you again. You were the first person I wanted on this podcast and I couldn't be more happy in this moment than to have you here for this.
well, Corey, it was an honor, man, and it was a privilege. Thank you for reaching out to me, and much success on the podcast, man. If you ever need me back, hey, just inbox me. You know how to get in touch with me. If you ever need me back, just let me know, man.
Thank you so much for being here. And to everyone else listening at home, you can find George's information linked down in the description below to follow him on social media. Make sure to go follow George. Give him all the love in the world. I mean, the guy is truly incredible and amazing. And the only way I can describe it is he's the type of person who's always in your corner. Doesn't matter who you are. And we need more people like that in this world. And he has solid advice when it comes to losing weight. I've watched him in other podcasts and other interviews, and every nugget of wisdom he gave there was just so transformational. He truly gets weight loss from the perspective of a plus size person. So thank you, George, for coming on here again. Make sure to go follow George, give him all the love in the world, and we will see y'all next week.